Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox here at High Prairie Acres, and we've been spending a couple days with the Diamonds, Jerry Diamond and his wife, and he's taught me a bunch of interesting things, and we've had some really good conversations, which I'm going to give you the opportunity to hear some of the information he has to share. Jerry has a website, and I'll put it down below. It's howtogetoutofbabylon.com. I recommend that you go there and look at it and read what he's put together. He's done a lot of thinking on a lot of subjects, and one of those subjects is the Ozark region and the goodness of believers moving here. And I think I'll just leave it at that and let Jerry take it from there, because he has more to say about it that's more intelligent than I can say. So, Brother Jerry, the floor is yours, sir, on the Ozarks.
Alrighty. Before we grew up in Denver and moved to Kansas, and before long I started having I had a map, and I started tracking people, just putting dots on the map. Friends that we knew from Denver that had moved to different areas of the country.
Right.
It became a well-defined circle. I drew a circle around it. That was basically at that, I didn't know at the time that the Ozark Plateau existed, but that was what it was, about a 100-mile radius around Springfield, roughly.
I think I have a copy of that map.
Yeah. And it's posted online at different places, yeah, not too hard to find out. And while there, we started observing feast days. We were at a Passover event, and a visiting speaker there, my son-in-law, went up to him and said, I wanted to see if you had any ideas of this being a safe region. And the guy said, yeah. He said, somebody, Corey Timboom, as he said it, airplane flight over the Midwest, looked out, window seat, had a vision, saw a circular area, mostly in Missouri, pastures, green pastures, whatever, goats grazing, cattle grazing, children playing. Everything outside of that was devastation, chaos, utter anarchy, disease, pestilence.
Inside nice, outside bad.
Yes, exactly. So that solidified. So it is a developing thing, and then we moved to Missouri, and it's been a continuing saga of ideas, truth, revelation being revealed to me, shown to me by the Most High. And what one of the things I saw was, for a long time I started talking about I felt it was given to me. If nobody else is around to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay, this is my region. And so I started talking about it in my AO, area of operation, military terminology. I'm not military, but just, AO. And then after a couple of years, I was like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's so wrong. That's only two-dimensional. Three-dimensional. SO, spirit operation.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now.
And so I wrote, that's crazy. 100 miles. Well, 100 miles down. It didn't fit. The crust is only like this thick, 60 miles thick. I'm going to say it anyway. So 2 weeks after that, the Lord showed me this whole thing about the craton. The craton is 120 miles thick in here. Cool, 100 miles.
Right, that works for me.
But another thing right after that was that the entire Ozark Plateau is undershot with aquifers, and meaning that there's water anywhere. Drill it. There's over 2.5 billion gallons of water coming out of the ground every single day. If it doesn't rain, if it rains, that could be 10 billion.
Right.
And that's just the first, second, third magnitude springs. Where springs are rated in cubic feet per second. So you get first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight magnitudes, 9 maybe magnitudes of springs. So 2.5 billion gallons of water coming out of the ground every day. Fresh water source. Lake systems, obviously, Lake of the Ozarks, Stockton, Table Rock, and blah 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 blah.
Bull
So
shoals.
there's bull shoals, right? So those the lake systems, water retention, ponds. In Colorado, where I'm from, you could walk for 3 days before you found water.
And water is going to become an issue
Water
here
is
directly.
Money, water is gold. Water is the new oil. People are starting to realize that. There's this glimmer of the light on. Food is money. World War II, a couple walked down the road with gold in their hand. They were sent on down the road.
Right.
The garden was worth more than the gold. The garden was worth more than the gold. The garden was worth more than the gold. So you look out here, you can walk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You got water. Pond, stream, creek, whatever. Dig a hole. It's going to fill with water. You drink water. You got water. So there's water. Now, here's a key issue. Across this country, you got the 80-20 rule that applies so many times. 80-20 rule. Okay, 80% of the drinking water that 80% of the water that people drink in this country is fluoridated and chlorinated because it's recycled water from cities.
Right.
It's processed water.
It's poison.
80% of the water in the Ozark Plateau, 80% of the drinking water, gardening water in the Ozark Plateau is from personal wells.
Yeah, I know Shofar Mountain, we're
We
on a
don't
well.
have fluoridated and chlorinated water, so you can have freer thinking people here. The people that are here because they like mountains to drink. I just heard about, you told me about the Mon, the
Right.
Montagnards. And so mountaineers are always free. Montana Semper Liberty, state motto of Vermont. The people that did first inhabited the Ozarks were Celtic peoples. They were the free-thinking mountaineers, Scotch-Irish that came from the old country.
And those people are still, in general, at least their attitudes still reside in the Ozarks, right?
Yeah.
This free-thinking,
absolutely.
mountain-type people.
Free thinking, right? So you have the water source that's key, food production. Now here's early on what I started seeing was I wrote a poem about Habakkuk. We're not 3 million people by plagues from Egypt free. The idea that plagues, difficulties can be good and bad. They're going to bring people out of the system. The good people are going to come out. And so what we have here, as in, I believe, occurring as in the land of Egypt, was a safe region. The Israelites lived in the land of Goshen, and early on, yes, it was affected by the first 3 plagues, but after that, the plagues pertained only to Egypt. Okay, so I believe that the Father has a place for the people here. This is in the center of the nation. Here's a real weird deal. People read George Washington's vision, supposedly from Winter Valley Forge, and in some of the versions, it says that I saw the inhabitants of the land driven inland driven into a wedge-shaped pattern, area, region, whatever.
Sure.
But if you look at the Ozark Plateau from north, south, east, or west, you see a wedge.
Can you briefly define, because I get so many people ask me what I mean when I say the Ozarks, can you talk about kind of the circle around where is this Ozark wedge that you're talking about?
Okay. If you just get on Google Earth, look at the United States, or the continental United States, from anywhere from 500 miles out to 20,000 miles out, you can see a diamond-shaped region, okay? And it is green. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's the only geometrical shape on the continental United States. It sticks out. Now, around that, okay, and it kind of points, if you bisect the 2 equilateral triangles, it points toward Turtle Mountain in North Dakota, Canada. It's another long story. Do another video on that someday.
Right.
But around that, you see an almost perfectly circular form. Well, that is 4 rivers that flow out of it.
Oh yeah, you were telling me this yesterday. Yeah.
But the Mississippi, the Missouri, the Grand, and then down south you've got both the Arkansas and the White River basins that actually form. If it was in a medieval situation, if we regress to that kind of a situation, that is a gigantic moat system. Now the Ozarks comprise somewhere between 32,000 to, some people say 90, ballpark 50,000 square miles. That's a lot of terrain, a lot of capability. So you have water, you have a free-thinking people, you have a terrain that's unnavigable by anything other than air. Now I believe this, the Father's giving us, a sphere of operation. I think He has a sphere of operation. This began because I had in my mind, and a friend of mine had in his mind, and one woman said this, and I think I don't remember who it was, but 2 people stated to me, and I already seen it kind of, this gray sphere.
So maybe no drones are going to come in it.
Force field, absolutely. At a given point. And I think we've been given the energy to do that with, and the knowledge and the capability to do that with. And where I want to get to real quick is, if we have the time, is that late 2013, I made a prediction, and we can go with this on another video sometime, of the fact that the Ogallala Aquifer is going dry. Okay, tornadoes are an electrical phenomenon. You gotta look at the electric universe model. Tornadoes are a chief vortex plasma discharge. And I said that here's Tornado Alley, here's the Craton, or log for it's going dry, no tornadoes, fewer tornadoes, and then they spread out. So anyway, there's electrical energy in the mid-United States that can be used for constructive purposes, and I believe the Father has that in plan. So food, water, people, terrain, wood for burning, wood for building, you name it. It's the plan. And what you're seeing from space is a gigantic fortress, a fortress designed at creation for this point in time for a lot of people to come to. It's surrounded by a moat, and it is basically a gigantic castle. And
so just to finish up, for believers, Yah's people who are out there not living in the Ozarks, what do you say to them?
As you say, start walking. No, I say this, and I've said this for a lot of years, 14 years. You can drive now, or you can walk later. You can come here with your resources and be a part of the solution, or you can wait one day too late, 1 week too late, 1 minute too late, whatever, and be a part of the problem. So come now with your resources, be a part of the solution, and an adventure. One of the greatest, going to be the greatest show that's ever been seen on planet Earth in the entire history of mankind is what we're going to see. So be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Drive now or walk later.